Assalamu alaikum, dear students. I hope you will all be fine. The topic which I have selected from the part of speech today is an adverb. So we have to see that what is an adverb. An adverb is a word that modifies a verb. Suppose he sings loudly. In this sentence, loudly is an adverb because it is modifying the verb sing. Then an adverb modifies an adjective. Very tall. Tall is an adjective and very is an adverb which is modifying the word tall, which is an adjective. Then adverb modifies another adverb in the sentence. Too quickly. Quickly is an adverb and to is modifying the adverb which is quickly. So it will be an adverb over here which is called the adverb of quickly. Even a whole sentence. Yes, sometimes it happens that adverb is simply responsible for making the opinion of the whole sentence. Fortunately, I had brought an umbrella. In this sentence, this word fortunately is modifying the whole sentence. So this kind of adverb, which modifies the whole of the sentence, is called adverb of opinion. Adverbs often end in ly, but sometimes some words are there which are not made adverbs by adding ly, like fast. Fast will be used as an adverb just as fast. It will not be changed into fastly. Fastly will be a wrong word. Tom Longboot did not run badly. In this sentence, badly is an adverb which is modifying the verb which is run. Then we come to the basic types of adverbs. The first type is adverb of time. Adverb of time tells us when or for how long the action is done. We have some words like already, ago, before, yet, never, soon, yesterday, soon, lately. So many other words are there. Whenever you see that a word is there in a sentence which is telling you about the time of the action, so that will be called an adverb of time. Like in all these examples, all the italicized words, they are telling us about the time of the action or about the duration of the action. So all these words, they are adverb of time. Then the next kind is adverb of frequency. It simply tells us how often something occurs, how many times something occurs. Like a list of frequencies here: always, usually, normally, often, sometimes, occasionally, once, twice, thrice, seldom, rarely, never. So all these words, they simply tell us that how often or how many times some action is done. And as you can see in all the examples, all the italicized words, they are telling us about the frequency of the action, how often or how many times the action is done. The next kind, yes, the next kind is adverb of place. Adverb of place is simply going to tell us where the action is done. It means that this adverb will answer where the action is done. Adverb of time answered when the action was done. Adverb of frequency answered how often the action was done. And adverb of place answered where the action is done. Suppose some words are here, everywhere, near, nearby, down, away, up, out, backward, upward. These are all the words which simply tell us about the place of the action. Then we come to some examples in order to understand the adverb of place, like nearby, there, here, down, away, backward, upward. All these words, they are simply telling us the place of the action. So this is the reason that they are called the adverb of place. Then we come to adverbs of manner. Yes, adverb of manners tell us how the action of done. how the action is done or in what manner the action is done, like so, slowly, badly, beautifully, delightfully, loudly, anxiously. So these are all the words when they will be used in a sentence, they would be telling us that in what manner or how the action is done. The next kind is adverbs of degree. Yes, students, one thing I tell you that it is always a difficulty for the students that they get confused the adverb of frequency and adverb of degree with each other. So the best way to remember it that adverb of degree simply tells us about the quantity of the action, that to what extent or to what degree the action is done, whether it is finished, whether it is unprepared, whether it is quiet, whether it is enough. These are all the, whether it is perfectly done. These are all the words which would be telling us to what extent or to what degree, in what degree the action is done. Almost, fully, rather, quite, to, enough, perfectly. These are all the words which would be telling us about the adverb of degree. So it is not always the case that all these adverbs of degree, they would be telling you about the verb, they would be telling you about the adjective, and they would be telling you about the adverb as well. So this is something about the adverb of degree, that it simply tells us to what extent the action is done. Then we come to the adverbs of affirmation and negation. What do we mean by affirmation? Adverb of affirmation tell us about the surety of the action. They simply confirm the action. This is the reason that they are called adverbs of affirmation. And adverb of negation, they simply negate the action. They simply give us the negative happening of the action. So, what do we mean by, first we have examples of adverbs of affirmation: surely, undoubtedly, certainly, apparently, obviously, undoubtedly. These are all the words which simply confirm the action. You can see in all these examples that these words are just used over there in the sentence to confirm the action. Adverb of negation, they are no and not. When they would be in the first example, he is not doing well. Not is simply negating the action of doing. In the second example, not is again negating the action of laughing. In the third example, not is again negating the action of joking. But in the last example, no has been used before an adjective. Better is an adjective, the comparative degree of adjective. So when no is used before better, it is called adverb of negation, because we have already decided that adverb modifies a verb, it modifies an adjective, or it modifies an adverb itself. So it can be there with the verb, it can be there with before an adjective, or it can also be there modifying an adverb itself. The next thing which we are going to see over here is adverb of reason. It simply tells us why action is done. Suppose in these two examples, two words have been underlined over here. He is hence unable to accept the change. He therefore left school. So both of these words, they are simply telling us about the reason of the action. So whenever you have the word in the sentences, which are there just to show the reason of the action, so that will be called the adverb of reason. So I think all these kinds of adverbs would be very much clear to you. In the next lecture, inshallah ta'ala, we are going to have the practice sentences from the past papers, and we will simply practice them one by one using all the kinds of adverbs which we have learned today.